Hey guys, this is Milena, and today we're going to talk about being triggered by specific things while we're at work, or being triggered by bosses and coworkers, or anybody that we might interact with, clients, while we are at work. Because very often in my work with clients, I get to look at situations with them that involve their work. And that's very natural because we spend a lot of our time at work. And very often our programs, our subconscious beliefs come out through the work environment and the dynamic of the stuff that happens in there. And what we tend to think is when something like that happens, when something gets activated within us, we start blaming the job. I don't like my job. I don't like my boss. I don't like how we do things. I don't like this specific coworker. This is not my calling. I don't feel fulfilled at work. This is not what I was meant to do. I feel like I'm not really using my potential. Some of those things might actually be true. But before we make any steps, before we blame the work, the environment, the people, the situations, it is very, very, very beneficial to look at ourselves. Because very often there are things within us, there are beliefs, there are programs that simply come out thanks to the dynamic of the work environment. And in that sense, we can thank the work environment for bringing those things up within us, because we are the ones that carry them. If we don't look at them, if we don't resolve them, if we don't really see what is going on, we can quit our job, we can break relationships, we can react a certain way or not, but it's very, very likely that we will create very similar circumstances, very similar relationships, very similar situations, because we're still carrying those subconscious beliefs and programs that want to be looked at and resolved. Now, we can play that scenario a million times over if that's what we enjoy, because it's our experience and we can do whatever the heck we want with it. But if we decide that if we don't like it, then it's definitely worth looking at what is it that we carry, take care of it, process it, resolve that. And then if we feel inspired, we can take steps to do certain things. I will give you some examples of how you can recognize whether you carry a specific program. One of the most common complaints that I hear is, I don't like my job, I don't find it very fulfilling. Okay, so we start digging a little bit deeper. Okay, why? Well, because I don't like how we do things. Okay, so what is it about the way that you do things at work that you don't specifically like? Well, it's very top down, it's very hierarchical, not everybody's opinion is being voiced or is being heard. Okay, do you voice your opinion? Well, I do sometimes, but no, I don't really, because so there's so many different ways and different directions in which we can go. But the way to recognize that there is a program running is when you kind of hit a dead end and there's nowhere to go beyond it, or there's nothing really specific to hold on to. Then you know that basically that sentence that you're saying, I don't like the way we do things, or I'm not fulfilled at work, is just a program that you carry. Now, there's so many ways in which you can enjoy yourself at work, even if you think that the work that you're doing is not the most fulfilling thing or not your calling. And I actually created a video about this long time ago. I'm going to post it down here in case you want to check it out. But if it is us, if we carry those things, the dynamic that we create with our coworkers, with our bosses, how we feel at work, it is truly us, guys. There was a lady that commented on one of my videos, and she said that she had been fired 3 times thanks to very helpful coworkers at her job, and she doesn't feel like she has anything to do with it. Now, seemingly, we might not have anything to do with this, but it is certain energies that we carry, especially if it's a pattern and it's happened more than once or twice. You know that that's definitely in you too. You are a co-creator in this, and that cannot happen without your, at least energetic, it might be unconscious or subconscious, investment. That is something that needs your energy and your agreement in order to happen too. You might have a belief that people are out to get you and they're unfriendly. Wherever you go, it is full of backstabbers, for example. So that's when you will be creating that type of experience to receive that confirmation, because that's how the laws of nature actually work. No matter what the situation is at work, it's definitely worth looking at what are our own programs. If we create specific relationships, this person doesn't value me, this person picks on me, or this person doesn't like my ideas. Well, do I like my ideas? There are very specific ways in which we can, no matter what the situation is, dig deeper by asking ourselves questions until we get to the bottom of it, the base program that's running, so that we can use the very simple exercise that I've shared many times to process it. And then our system is free and clear of it. That means that we're now free to no longer create specific situations at work and feel the way that we do. I remember I was triggered once several times by a specific coworker, and I knew that I needed to process my own stuff to do with that. There were 3 main items that I needed to look at and process. After I did that, I wished, after I was clear and I didn't have any charges, I didn't have any strong emotional reactions or attachment to it, I wished that I didn't have to work with this person anymore. I was okay with them. They didn't trigger me as much anymore. They didn't bother me necessarily, but I wish that I didn't have to work with them closely. Within 2 weeks, that person was placed in a different department and we never really had to work closely together. Now, you can still wish for that, but if we don't look at and kind of disentangle and process our own stuff first, it's very, very likely that the next person that we're going to work with, or whatever, next job, next situation, we're going to create a very, very, very similar situation, very similar circumstances, so that the stuff that we need to look and see and process within us are able to be resolved. It's up to us when we do this, but that's one of the things that has been the most helpful for me in terms of a work environment. Give it a try, and if you're still not sure how to get to the bottom of your specific program, subconscious belief, or issue that you are facing at work, book a session at askmilena.com. Subscribe to my newsletter to stay connected, as well as the channel, and if you click on the bell down below, you're going to get notifications for all future videos which come out on Friday. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.